Diontae Johnson, the Steelers receiver who is eligible for a new contract, there was reporting that he has a dispute with the Steelers. I saw something yesterday that he wasn't there for the start of the offseason program. He says don't believe everything you see after reports of a contract dispute. So, okay, we'll see. If they don't have a story, they're going to make one. Look, I mean, Diontae Johnson, all due respect, we got plenty of other stuff to talk about in the NFL. We didn't need to make a story about it, nothing. The bottom line is if he's truly not there and he's one of the guys who's in line for a new contract, then it becomes
people think
story.
about that, right?
And, Chris, I thought of this the other day. There was a time when the Steelers had Mike Wallace and Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
Early in their careers. They tried to sign Mike Wallace. Mike Wallace didn't want the money they were offering.
Yep, right.
So they said, fine. Basically, we're done. We'll give it to Antonio Brown. And they did. And Wallace left. And I could see the Steelers right now. They're not going to pay both, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Wouldn't be the first time today that I am. But maybe they're not going to pay both Diontae Johnson and Chase Claypool. And they're trying to figure out who gets it now. And Claypool's not even eligible yet.
No,
He's a year away.
Right.
So they may try to slow play, easy for him to say, slow play Diontae Johnson until they decide what they're going to do with Chase Claypool. Because I think it's going to be one or the other. That's why I keep mentioning Claypool as a guy who could potentially be traded to the Packers. I think at the end of the day, the Steelers know they're only going to have one of those two guys. They're in that process of trying to figure out which of the two guys they're going to have. And Diontae Johnson's downplaying it, but, I think there's an issue there.
Yeah, well, it seems like it. I mean, listen, it's on the horizon. Diontae Johnson, for my money, is not in the class of some of the other receivers we're talking about. He's really good. I'm certainly not trying to disrespect the player, but he's not Debo or A.J. Brown or D.K. Metcalf or Terry McLaurin for that matter. All right, but an awesome player, a number one wide receiver, no doubt about that, and can do everything. But also, not been, we got to remember here, too, those other guys have been dependable and also, the mainstay or the main piece of the offense. Diontae Johnson's been one of the top pieces of the offense, but I'm not going to sit here and say it's the main piece. I'm not. He had drop issues 2 years ago, right? So we had those issues and a lot of drops in some big moments and things like that. So to me, he hasn't performed at the level those other guys have. I think, hey, it's fair to start striking these conversations up, but I don't look at it quite the same as you got to hold out and get your money right now. You deserve to be paid like Debo or A.J. Brown. To me, it's a little bit of a different situation and scenario there. And then you couple that on with the Claypool aspect of it. I think that makes it even a little more interesting, Mike, because you're right. Pittsburgh's always got receivers coming down the barrel. That's the one thing when you look back at their history, it was, we'll let go of Santonio Holmes. We got Wallace and Antonio Brown. Oh, we'll let go. Fine. Okay, we can't get Wallace. All right, fine. Yeah, it's Martavis Bryant they draft. And then it's, Juju Smith-Schuster.
See you later, Emmanuel.
Right. It's all. So they've always had guys coming up the ranks here. I don't know if they got any more coming up the ranks past these two right now who are really good players.
All the more reason to find a way to keep Kevin Colbert around. Remember, he told us during the scouting combine, depending upon who the new GM is, he may stick around. I would keep him around because somebody there's got the golden touch.
No doubt.
When it comes to either drafting or developing young receivers. Contrary to the New England Patriots, the Steelers have cracked the code, and they need to be sure that to the extent that Kevin Colbert has some secret, they figure out what it is or keep him around so he can help out.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.